Now, if you're not afraid of something a little out of the ordinary,
vampires, werewolves, ghouls, ghosts, mummies that come back to life after 3,000 years. The magic moments of terror.
No, Skellycat, I'm not hosting Black Christmas again. What do you mean this movie ripped off Black Christmas? No, I'm sorry, I think it's the other way around. Yeah, I like Bob Clark films too, but there's no way he didn't see this film before making Black Christmas. Oh, come on, the influence is obvious. Think about it. Oh, hey. Sally the Zombie Cheerleader here, and what do you get when you have one escaped patient from a mental hospital, loads of POV shots, whispers on the phone, black gloves, an old axe, and don't forget Cat in a Box. What am I talking about? I'm getting to it now. Welcome to Sally the Zombie Cheerleader's School of Horror and her Bloody Silent Night Cat in a Box Holiday Special. That's right, fleshies. Get ready for lots of cats, boxes, and enough heavy breathing and axe swinging to make Michael Myers blush. Yeah, Skellycat, I know Michael prefers knives. Anyway, you know you're in for a treat when the movie begins with an old-fashioned fleshy barbecue. Greetings, fleshies, and welcome to Sally the Zombie Cheerleader's School of Horror. That's right, blood is in the air, and so are boxes, cats, axes, telephones, and a psycho killer. Starting early, are we?
Yeah.
Gobs of Giallo, Warhol warriors, proto-slashing, gore, and vengeance.
Wow.
And this nearly forgotten proto-slasher classic predates films like Black Christmas and Halloween, and it's a shame it was completely overlooked and nearly forgotten.
oh no!
Well, that was until October 3rd, 1981, when Elvira hosted the movie, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Elvira, and we call the show Movie Macabre. Now, this time around, I'm serving up a little treat called Silent Night, Bloody Night. It's the tale of Yuletide gore. Meant to say gore.
What am I talking about? Well, Silent Night, Bloody Night, of course. Okay, settle down, class, settle down. But before we take a deep dive into axes aimed with artsy aggression, titillating tidbits of telephone telecommunication, flaming fleshy fricassee, murders in a mansion with a morbid past, and wandering wayfaring Warhols. Okay, I'll stop there. But before we get all chopped up in this classic cringe-worthy creation... Oh, fine. I'll stop there. Let's discuss today's objectives for the class. So grab your seats, fleshies and fiends, sharpen that number 2 pencil, and start taking notes.
Come in discuss. Send more paramedics.
Okay, what will all the fleshies and monsters know by the end of class that they didn't know or didn't want to know before tuning in to Sally's show? Understand what's so bloody about Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Hey, Sally, doesn't that title kind of answer your question? Yeah, bloody question.
Hey, stop that! There are other reasons. Explain the importance of not spending the night in a creepy old mansion that has a disturbing past. Wrong film! But it's a good film. Understand the importance of not forgetting a psycho killer. is on the loose. Why do I even bother? Identify the reasons why the prominent citizens of East Willard want to buy the mansion only to have it torn down. Nope, not creepy at all. Explain why Wilford's headstone doesn't have a death date and why no one has bothered to read his diary until the end of the movie. I give up. For materials, well, you just need me, Sally. And pay attention, there will be a test at the end of class. And the assignment? Well, we'll get to that soon. But first, here are a few Sally fun film facts about Silent Night, Bloody Night. Okay, we have a full class today, so I'll try to keep some of this brief. It was filmed in Oyster Bay, Long Island, New York in 1970, but it was not released theatrically until 1972 under the alternate titles Night of the Dark Full Moon and in 1981 as Death House. It was released as Silent Night, Bloody Night in the spring of 1973. Although there is a 1972 copyright statement in the opening credits for Zora Investment Associates, the film was not registered for copyright. Since then, its release has fallen into public domain. Some film elements have been reused or borrowed, particularly the killer's phone calls to victims, a significant plot element in Bob Clark's Black Christmas, released 2 years later. Silent Night, Bloody Night 2, The Homecoming, a remake of the original, was released in 2013 as a holiday film, followed by the sequel to Silent Night, Bloody Night, Silent Night, Bloody Night 2 Revival, released in 2015. Silent Night, Bloody Night 3 is slated to be released at the end of 2023, and keep an eye out for Lloyd Kaufman in the film. A team of producers was assembled for Silent Night, Bloody Night, including none other than Trauma Entertainment head Lloyd Kaufman.
Well, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself to our viewers.
Why? I'm just curious. Why do I need to do that?
And co-writer Jeffrey Konvitz. All right, settle down, class, settle down. Our class assignment is to watch the 1972 classic Silent Night, Bloody Night. But before we start, let's go over a few vocabulary words and movie goofs. Bad guy, the villain in the story, the axe-wielding psycho killer. There are enough twists in the writing that I don't want to give spoilers, especially if you have not seen this movie before. Useless adults, parents, teachers, or any authority figure who are blissfully unaware of what's happening or are being obstructive and denying it. In the case of Silent Night, Bloody Night, they are all willing victims. I wonder why. Dark secret lies at the core of most of these films, and is usually the reason why the killer is on a rampage. And they're also used in popular culture as well. And some characters have dark, terrible past secrets they don't want anyone to know. Jews experiencing their fear, curiosity, madness, or giving us first-hand shots of all the gruesome axe-chopping scenes. Wrong movie! Sorta. Giallo, a genre of murder mystery fiction that often contains slasher, thriller, psychological, horror, or sexploitation elements. This particular style of Italian-influenced murder mystery horror thriller films usually blends the atmosphere and suspense of a thriller fiction with elements of horror fiction, such as a slasher film, slasher violence, often involving a mysterious killer whose identity is not revealed until the film's final act. All right, class, settle down, settle down. You have your vocabulary words. Now it's time for movie goofs. Movie goofs. This is the part where you should be taking notes. And pay attention, we only have one movie goof. Jeffrey Butler is riding with Towman. Butler and Towman have decided to go to the Butler house to see what's happening. Instead, Towman pulls into the drive of another house, and Jeffrey Butler says, "Hey, this isn't my house, this is Tessa's house." Well, Jeffrey would have no knowledge of that. He's never been to the town before. Think about it. All right, class, you have your vocabulary, words, and movie goof checked off. Now your assignment is to watch the 1972 classic, Silent Night, Bloody Night.
I see dead people.
Released in November 1972, Silent Night, Bloody Night's plot follows a series of murders in a small New England town on Christmas Eve, after Jeffrey Butler inherits a family estate that was once an insane asylum. Directed by Theodore Gershuny and co-produced by Lloyd Kaufman too. The film stars Patrick O'Neill and cult actress Mary Woronov in leading roles, with John Carradine in a supporting performance. Many of the cast and crew members were former Warhol superstars. Mary Woronov, Ondine, Candy Darlin, Christine Steen, Tally Brown, Louis Love, and filmmaker Jack Smith. Oh, and don't forget artist Susan Rothenberg. It was filmed in Oyster Bay, Long Island, New York in 1970, but was not released theatrically until 1972. And Silent Night, Bloody Night is unique as a proto-slasher film. In discussion with Matthew Dupree, author of A Scary Little Christmas, A History of Yuletide Horror Films, suggests that Silent Night, Bloody Night captures a unique period in horror cinema where art house sensibilities and more contemporary horror tropes were first emerging. The notion of a tempered, quiet, artsy horror film is not all that shocking, but Silent Night, Bloody Night has all these elements, which would later become the horror trope anchors for the slasher subgenre. Okay, class, we will apply what we learned later, and yes, there will be a test. Let's go to Silent Night, Bloody Night. Hey, Skelly Cat, I think I should get some marshmallows. My favorite scene is coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, Ripley, do you want to watch it? What do you think? Do you want to come out yet, or you just want to hang in the box? Cat in the box. And now it's time for Sally's Cool Cats and Friends, submitted by her faithful fleshy fans. Happy Mary!
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 corn-laid birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas.
Hi, Chad Owens here from the Chad and Bunny Show with an important message or question for Sally, the zombie cheerleader. Okay, you're a zombie, right? And you do cheers. Okay, so isn't that kind of dangerous? I mean, you know, what happens if you're doing a cheer and one of your arms falls off? Or you're doing a high kick and your leg goes flying off into the stands? Isn't that kind of dangerous? I mean, do you use duct tape to attach your limbs back to your body? So, I'm just curious. So let me know when you get a chance.
One last time, I have to see this ground. It's beautiful now, as if nothing had happened here. Soon they will tear down the main house, and then nothing will be left. Nothing. Except what I remember. I grew up in the town nearby, where my father was the mayor, and where this house stood, waiting for me. It was built by Wilfred Butler. We had never seen him, and he never lived at home. Until the day before Christmas in 1950, he finally did come back. For the last time. All of us believed that his death was an accident. No one knew that another person had come to Butler House that Christmas.
As Deputy Coroner of the County of Arlington, State of Massachusetts, I hereby find, upon evidence of an autopsy conducted by the medical examiner of this county, that the deceased, Wilfred Butler, died as a result of burns inflicted accidentally upon himself on his own premises during the afternoon of December 24th, 1950. No further inquiry shall be held over the body of the deceased, and this inquest is officially closed.
All is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child.
After the coroner's inquest, on New Year's Day, they buried Wilfred Butler. There was no one there to mourn him. It was the funeral of a stranger.
I, Wilfred Butler, being of sound mind and body, at least what the world considers sound, do hereby leave my house and its grounds and all personal effects within that house to my only surviving relation, my grandson, Geoffrey Butler. And I solemnly charge him with one duty. Let him leave the house as I left it, standing untouched to remind the world of its inhumanity and cruelty.
For 20 years, that house lay empty, exactly as Wilfred left it. And then, last year, rumors began that it was finally being sold. The newspaper story traveled through the county to a state hospital for the criminally insane.
WLIX, your voice of the Northeast. This is Roger Fowler with local stories. First, today's headlines. A warehouse fire still rages in Elizabeth. Police suspect arson. That escaped inmate at Margaretville State Hospital still at large, still hunted by state police. And over in Roxbury, the city passes a controversial housing code.
Well, didn't I tell you? It's beautiful.
Can we see the rest of it?
Honey, that was it. I think the mayor's waiting for me.
My love is such an important man.
Right. Laura always says that.
Darling,
What?
don't be long.
Honey, if you get bored, just look at the view. Sooner or later, that viaduct's gonna take us back home.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Mayor.
Let me introduce you. This is Charlie Toman, who publishes our weekly newspaper, The Patriot.
Mr. Toman?
And this is Tess Howard.
How do you do?
She operates our switchboard.
Oh, really?
We call her the communications director. And this is Bill Mason.
Mason?
Our sheriff. Won't you sit there, Mr. Carter, at the head of the table?
Thank you. I didn't expect to meet you all together. It's quite a reception.
Fleshy flavored, my favorite. Hey Ripley, do you want some? Want to try that? Maybe? Yeah, fleshy flavored. You probably wouldn't like it.
Hey, Sally, aren't you supposed to share with the class? Yeah, share with the class.
Hey, get your own flaming fleshy. I found it first. Well, that was a nice treat. And remember, fleshies, stop, drop, and roll is not just a suggestion.
If you catch fire, remember these 3 words. Stop. Drop. And roll. Brought to you by the Jedi Council for a Safer Galaxy.
Oh, hey, you're back. Sally the Zombie Cheerleader here, and I hope you are enjoying Silent Night, Bloody Night. Oh, this? Oh, that's nothing. Don't worry about it. And did you know it's Cat in a Box season again? That's right, and I have my lair all decked out and cat-friendly this year. And as always, I have left the door open to my lair, so you'll see my kitties roaming around my table and probably causing a little chaos, but that's okay. 'Tis the season for kitties and shenanigans. And remember, it's all about the cat in the box. And speaking of which, time for a few more Sally fun facts about Silent Night, Bloody Night. Silent Night, Bloody Night is a complicated yet strangely prescient film, and for a film that seemed so out front for most of its time, and over 5 decades ago, it's still considered a groundbreaking film to this day. Silent Night, Bloody Night foreshadowed Black Christmas and Halloween, although it has been suggested that any direct influence on movies like Black Christmas and Halloween is doubtful because Silent Night, Bloody Night remained relatively undiscovered for many years. But I disagree. There is no way Bob Clark or even John Carpenter didn't see this film. The themes and styles of all 3 movies are more than coincidental. And Silent Night, Bloody Night even starred some of the most prominent Warhol superstars, and today they would be known as influencers. And it's no surprise, the film was constructed as an artistic statement by Theodore Gershuny. Now, whether that statement worked or not cannot be based on the film's falling into obscurity. Well, that was due to failure to register the film for copyright after its drive-in run and a few festival screenings. And the film's unusual, compulsive beats have inspired a new generation of filmmakers to pick up where Silent Night, Bloody Night left off. And if you don't believe me, it spawned a 2013 remake and a 2015 sequel, and the ongoing story of Silent Night, Bloody Night seems far from over. Well, with another film coming out at the end of 2023. Not to mention all the influences on films, well, such as Black Christmas and Halloween, and Silent Night, Bloody Night is supposedly the OG for many of the horror tropes we know and love today. So there you have it, the little film that could, and still going strong over 50 years later. And while you were left pondering all those thoughts, let's go to a few cat-in-a-box photos sent in by a few of my fleshy fans.
On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day.
All right, let's begin. As you know, I've been retained by Geoffrey Butler. The matter concerns the house that he inherited from his grandfather, Wilfred Butler.
Order up!
Go on, Mr. Carter.
I believe that you offered to buy the house from my client.
Offered. We begged him. We wrote letters and we...
That's enough, Tess.
Well, it's true.
Trouble. There's always trouble.
I can sympathize.
I spent the last 20 years and more driving people away from there. Prowlers, burglars, kids, they're the worst. Chasing for nothing because of that will. That dribble about humanity. No. Inhumanity. What the hell is that, huh?
Yes, well, he was a bitter man.
Hate?
It must have been very hard.
It must have been hate.
Order up!
That man hated. Well, some people are like that.
question is, well, do you still want the house?
Are you offering it to us, Mr. Carter?
Exactly.
Why now?
Well, that's Mr. Butler's business, isn't it?
You know we're not rich. Most of us came here during the Depression. But we love this town. It's our home.
And naturally you want to improve it.
Exactly.
My client understands that, and he fully sympathizes, and he's willing to sacrifice the house for $50,000 in cash by noon tomorrow.
That's an awful lot of cash.
It's also an awfully good bargain.
You could go to Wilton. You could go now to the bank.
Am I clearly understood?
All that cash.
Perfect. I'll wait for your answer till tomorrow.
You're spending the night here?
Yes.
May I ask where?
At the Butler house.
We could put you up at the motel as our guest.
No, the house is fine.
The Paradise Motel.
That's very kind of you, but I'm meeting Mr. Butler about some personal items.
You'll want a phone. I can reconnect the line.
Don't trouble, please.
No trouble. You'll need a phone.
Don't want to be stuck out there.
Well, you've convinced me. Thank you.
By the way, have you known Mr. Butler a long time?
No, I've never met him. He called me and asked me if I'd handle this for him. I said yes. He had the key delivered to my office. Mr. Mayor, Sheriff, Mr. Toman, Miss Howard, see you all tomorrow. In fact, I'm looking forward to it.
I was wondering, if we get it, what then?
Tear it down.
Okay. I'd better get going. Do me a favor, Tess. Call Diane, tell her I'm going to Wilton, and I'll be back late.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Butler wasn't kidding. Nobody's lived here for years.
That would be such a waste.
It's his grandfather's monument. You know, there's a caretaker who keeps this place just the way he left it.
What kind of monument is this?
Well, that's the trouble. Nobody remembers anymore.
That's what usually happens in America.
I remember this. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I'm his own. And he walks
You're not serious.
I used to hear that at funerals.
At funerals?
When I was a kid in Chipley, Georgia. There's also Chipley, Florida. But they have both been subsequently eradicated from the map. None other has ever known.
Was a delicatessen, so I brought you pastrami, salami, potato salad, macaroni, everything you like.
I'll have bologna and macaroni. No, some of that potato salad. Did you pick the wine, too?
The delicatessen man took a personal interest in its selection.
Oh, well, we got lucky again. That's early 1970. That's hard to come by.
Can I have some, too?
Of course you may.
Thank you. It must have been wonderful.
What?
The people who lived here. They must have had a wonderful life.
Well, I hope they did. Wilfred Butler must have believed in something. Look at that stone fireplace. Parquet floor. The mahogany. This table. And you probably think this place is made of wood, right?
Well...
Wrong. You know what his grandson told me? Underneath that wood, there's 2 feet of stone. The found...
You know, Skelly Cat, there should be a horror movie survival guide handbook.
Yeah.
You know, with a ton of tips on surviving if you were suddenly thrust into an actual horror movie.
Yeah.
And the top 5, well, no, it doesn't have to be number 1, is you don't have sex in a horror movie.
Meow.
How many times, Skelly Cat? How many times?
Meow.
Oh, hey, you're back. And I hope you are taking good notes, especially now. Now look. I don't mean to sound like an old zombie prude, but try to keep it in your pants until after the horror movie is over. You'll survive,
Meow.
your partner will survive,
Meow.
and the villain will have to find someone else to kill.
Meow.
It's that simple. And I'll add this. When all the creepy leading town citizens keep telling you to not stay in the house, stay in a hotel, you might want to listen.
Meow. Meow.
Yeah, Skelly Cat, I know if Fleshies paid attention, we wouldn't have any horror movies, so I guess that's a good thing. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying this festive season. And you know, you don't need a few fancy presents or decorations. All you need is a nice cardboard box and a good furry friend. Now, of course, I prefer cats because cats are excellent, but any other critter will do. So spend your festive season with your favorite pet and enjoy yourself. Life is already weird, so share it with something with unconditional love, or at least tolerate your presence.
Meow.
Gee, thanks, Skelly Cat.
Hey, Sally, we have a new pet for you. Stop by and we'll give it to you. It's our present to you. Yeah, present.
No, thank you. And besides, I have my own pets. I don't need any more.
Meow.
Yes, Skelly Cat, those are my fur babies. In fact, they're roaming around the lair right now. And I allow my pets to join me for my Cat in a Box holiday special. Besides, they know I have the box down here, and they would take the door off the hinges to get to it.
Meow.
I know, Skelly Cat, and while I try to get some order in my lair again, why don't we go back to Silent Night, Bloody Night?
On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me ladies waiting, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies waiting, 8 maids a milking, 7.
Anything doing?
No, sir. But look at this.
More football, huh?
Look how they smeared that quarterback. Look at his arm.
Got no time now. Otas. How about that telephone up at the Butler house? Is it working? Well, try it now. I'll wait.
Hello? Oh, yes, Miss Howard. Yeah, the phone's working fine. Very nice of you to call. Thank you. Good night. Honey, I'm going down to the car to get some cigarettes. Be back in a minute.
Okay.
Don't get lonely.
No, no. Did you get your cigarettes?
Yes, I did.
May I have one?
Sure. No, it's the most amazing things. These cigarettes come in these very small packages these days.
Oh, that's for me?
Mm-hmm.
Can I open it?
Oh, no. Our Christmas is day after tomorrow.
Is that an order?
Yes, ma'am, that's an order.
Bill, someone's calling from Butler House.
Okay, put him on.
Go ahead now.
Mr. Carter?
I'm not Carter.
Who is this?
The honor.
Butler.
I'm worried, Sheriff. Carter's not here.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
I can't. I'm sick. Can you come here?
What is it? What's wrong?
His car's here, but he's gone. Won't you come?
Okay, okay. Now you stay put in that house.
I'll wait for you. Please, hurry. I'm afraid.
Now take it easy. I'm coming.
Mr. Butler, are you done?
Tess, I've come back.
What's that?
Tess, I want to see you again.
Hello? Who is this?
You know me, Tess. It's Marianne. Tell the mayor. Tell them all. I'm waiting in my father's house. Tess, it's so lonesome here. Don't be long.
Hello? 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 Oh my God, where is everybody?
Hello?
Oh, Maggie, thank goodness.
What is it, Tess?
Something's come up. Something urgent. Can you start early?
Oh, honey, I'm watching TV.
Maggie Daly, you get yourself over here.
What is it?
Just get moving, Maggie. Just please hurry.
Come in. It's open. Okay, mister, that's far enough. What do you want here?
Mayor,
Try again. My father's not home. And don't move.
you want me to put my hands up?
No. Just stay there. What are you staring at?
I seem to remember you from the road.
That's why I'm holding a gun. You scare me.
Well, that makes sense.
Thanks.
Does everybody carry one here?
You can ask the sheriff when he gets here. I'll call him.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the sheriff's office is empty.
How do you know?
I was just there.
Who are you?
Jeffrey Butler.
Oh, you're the one who's selling the house.
Yes.
Have you any ID?
Come on.
Don't laugh at me. I want your ID. Some maniac escaped from Margaretville.
Okay. See you later.
Meow, 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 meow.
Well, Skellycat, I have never heard such a collection of bleak and haunting Christmas carols.
Yeah.
I know. Well, the songs are dreary, and in fact, the film is rather grim and drab looking. The score is oppressive, and the Christmas carols would make Liberace's hair straighten.
Oh. Well, let's get it over with, okay?
And so much for the lawyer and his assistant. They wanted to spend the night at the mansion everyone wants torn down, and I wonder what happened in the mansion that caused so many fleshies to want it torn down. I guess we'll never know. Oh, it's time for a shameless plug. You know, if you have some free time on a Friday or Saturday night around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, why don't you stop by this link and catch my 1-hour radio program on WXPM 98.5 FM, broadcasting from Phoenixville, PA. It's an actual brick and mortar radio station, and you can listen to it online as well. And as soon as I get enough shows, I will have them available for streaming in a few weeks. More on that later.
Yeah.
And I love this time of the year. The cats are all cuddly and cozy in their cardboard kingdoms.
Yeah.
The Cat in a Box record is hung by the dungeon, and visions of kitties dance in my head as boxes pile up in the lair.
Yeah.
And that's right, 'tis the season for cats and kittens. Speaking of which, here are a few more pics of cats in boxes. Enjoy!
On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies waiting, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies waiting, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas.
Hey, Skellycat, let me ask you a question.
Meow, meow.
Oh, come on. Ask me no questions, and I'll sell you no pies.
Meow, meow, meow.
Well, I thought it was funny. Hey, look! Axel Rose.
Hey, Sally, we have an axe to grind with you. Yeah, grind.
Hey, stop that! That's my joke. Anyway, the Psycho Killer. Stop that! So the axe maniac is named Mary, and she wants Tess to stop by for some tea and Bisquick.
How sensitive of you to call, dear.
I don't know. I wouldn't trust a breathy Marianne on the phone telling me what to do.
Oh, please help us.
Well, I guess there's one exception. But I just want to know why a murderer is calling all the prominent folks in town. More importantly, why are they dropping everything, well, at least Tess and the sheriff, and going mindlessly towards the light? You know, you have to be kind of crazy to do something like that. You know, while I ponder that thought, let's look at Sally's cool ghoul art. Do you want to see the art? That's right, it's all about the Cat in a Box season. let's get back to Silent Night, Bloody Night.
Okay.
Put it on the table. Now go back. California license. Lucky you.
Would you like to see my maniac card from the asylum? They give you one when you escape. There's a big scarlet M on it so people won't get confused.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry about the gun. My father's in Wilton getting your money.
All I want to do is to get into my house.
The sheriff's deputy might have a key. He's about the only one I know of.
Well, where's he?
You go down the road about 1.5 miles till you come to a white house with a white fence, and then you can't miss it.
Thanks.
That's okay.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
If I don't call back in an hour... What? Call the mayor or Mr. Tone and nobody else. Promise me you'll do that.
Well, sure.
Mark it down, honey, so you'll have it.
Sheriff to 301. I'm heading west on Route 5 to Butler House. You'll hear from me. What the hell? What's that light out there?
Hi.
Hi.
Did you find the deputy?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh. I was thinking, isn't your lawyer supposed to be at the house?
The door was locked. His car was there, so I borrowed it.
You mean you stole a car?
Yeah. Keeping it warm.
What if he needs it?
Let him find me. Who's coming to dinner?
Oh, Daddy. We always have dinner every Thursday. Do you want something?
No, I ate Paradise Motel.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. What about a drink?
Yeah.
It's cheap bourbon, but that's a big favorite around here. Do you want ice?
No, straight.
You look tired.
I am tired.
Well, here's to a fast dollar.
Cheers.
Why did you decide to sell the house?
Needed the cash.
After all these years?
I need it now.
Huh. What's it like on the inside? You know, I've never seen the inside. When I was a child, my father told me to stay away from it, or something terrible might happen. Sort of like a haunted house.
I haven't seen it either.
You're going to sell it? You've never seen it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too bad. It's about the only place to see around here. Oh, I forgot. Someone keeps calling with a message for my father. She says that she's waiting at your house, in the reception room.
What woman is waiting in my house in the reception room?
Oh, I don't know. It's not a voice that I know.
I better go out there.
Can I come too?
What for?
I'm pushy. I suppose you'll be going back to California soon. California? You said you lived there, remember?
No, I'll be traveling.
Jeff, look. It's the sheriff's car. There's a light. Look at that tombstone. Pretty cheerful.
Who bears the cross shall wear the crown. Wilfred Butler. My grandfather.
Oh.
Someone left their sunglasses in the snow.
They're the sheriff's.
My lawyer's missing. So is the sheriff. You get strange phone calls. And now someone's fascinated by my grandfather's grave.
Let's get out of here.
You still want to go to my house?
Yes. But I don't want to go alone.
Listen.
I'm not nervous.
Well, of course you're not.
Oh, it's the cold. I'm shaking from it. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
We'll get help in town. It's 10 minutes drive.
Night, Mr. Toman.
Order up!
Have a nice holiday.
Order up!
Deputy's not here, but Toman is.
Who's Toman?
Come on, you'll see. Mr. Toman, wait. No, please, I have to talk to you. I'm sorry. This is Jeffrey Butler. He's the one who's selling the house. He can't get inside the place. And my father's gone to Wilton. So we wondered...
Anything wrong?
He'll tell us. Tess has gone to his house.
Why would she go there?
I don't know. Anyway, she won't get in. You say it's locked. He says she hates the place.
Would you like to drive there? Diana could stay here, lock herself in.
I need a key.
And a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies waiting, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 golden birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Hey, Skelly Cat, I think I had those cards before. The sheriff gets it in the back with a shovel in a graveyard.
Yeah.
It's classic.
Hey, Sally, we know how much you love graveyards. Why don't you stop by and we will show you a graveyard you are sure to dig? Yeah, dig!
Stop that, and not again. You know, it took me almost 3 weeks to dig myself out of that hole.
Yeah.
You guys are worse than Skelly Cat.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, 2 questions. Why doesn't Wilfred's cemetery marker have a death date when he's officially a crispy critter? Maybe they lost the body. And by the way, fleshy, flame-broiled fricassee is a zombie delicacy. I could tell you firsthand. Oh, it's like a roasted marshmallow, crispy on the outside and soft and gooey on the inside. What? I know they don't need to hear that, but don't worry, Skelly Cat. Oh, and what is the first thing you would do, well, if you find a diary of a long-past relative in the dirt in a dark and gloomy graveyard? Would you A, pick it up and read it right away? Well, obviously it must be an essential clue. Or B, take it with you and forget about it until the film's end. Or possibly C, refer to A. So far, the lawyer and the assistant are missing, and no one seems to care. And there is this missing psycho on the loose. Hey, that didn't count. Anyway, no one seems to be concerned. And everyone hates the mansion, but they're flocking there like a bunch of seagulls. Okay, let's get back to Silent Night, Bloody Night.
And this isn't my house. It's Tess's.
Well, Tess isn't here. Are you satisfied? She must have gone to my place. Well, why wouldn't she go there? She hates it. Maybe she went to see the woman who's there. Someone called the mayor's house before. Said she'd be waiting. What is it?
Hello, Jeff? Hello? Is anybody there? I'm Diane Adams. I spoke to you before.
Bring your father to the house. This is Marianne. Tell him I have the diary. I'm waiting.
Who are you?
He'll know. Christmas Eve, 1935.
Hello? Hello?
Signal 10, 704, C Charlie. 704, Signal 10, 704, C Charlie.
Sheriff, I saw your car. Bill? Is that you?
older now. And fatter. But still, Tess. And you're frightened, aren't you? Don't be afraid. I want to help you. Take my hand. Take it, Tess.
The person on the telephone said 1935, Christmas Eve. But that's not the beginning. In 1927, Butler House was restored by Wilfred Butler. After that, I find social notes, parties, nothing special. Then, in 1930, Butler's wife, Catherine, dies of tuberculosis. In August 1933, it starts. Wilfred Butler's daughter is cruelly attacked and raped. Her name is Mary Ann, the same name as the caller who left those messages tonight. She's 15 then. On May 2nd, 1934, Mary Ann Butler gives birth to a son, Jeffrey Butler. Jeff. Early in 1935, Butler House is turned over to a Dr. Robinson as an asylum for mental patients. And then Butler goes on to say that he has committed his own daughter. Mary Ann will live at the asylum. There's no end to this story. It's been carefully cut out of all the papers. Why would Toman do that? You scared me. Oh, what happened?
What happened is, Tess has 40 bird cages. Toman is hysterical. Everybody's at my house but me. It's cold outside and you forgot to lock the door.
Joe, how old are you?
How old am I? You mean, how many years have I lived?
No. There's a lot in the paper about your family.
I don't want to talk about my family.
Wait a minute. There's a woman calling, and she says her name is Mary Ann. That was your mother's name, wasn't it?
My mother died in childbirth. That's when I started traveling.
It's not what the papers say.
What's your point?
I just thought that you should read something for your own good.
Nothing you could tell me about my past or future would be for my own good. Where is the paper?
It's on the table.
It's so stupid to lie. I missed the whole event.
Jeff, maybe your mother's still alive. Maybe she's waiting for you at the house.
I don't know. Come on. No more side trips. Let's go out there.
Okay.
Jeff, look! Oh my God!
Stay back!
It's Toman!
Stay back!
He's dead.
Sing it with me. And I ran so... Anyway, those poor birdies, their mom flew the coop. And, well, I guess she's gone the way of the dodo now.
Meow, meow.
Oh, fine. Tess really liked birds, and it would be safe to assume that her house was void of cats.
Meow.
Oh, Marianne is busily gathering all the prominent leaders in East Willard via a breathy old school Zoom meeting, which is working for some strange reason. And these are the same fleshies that despise the house, but they're flocking to it like a bunch of bird-brained fools. I mean, who is crazy enough to listen to some breathy stranger on the phone? Who does that? Oh, hold on. Hello? What's that? You have a sale on fleshy bits? Buy one, get 4 free. What do you think? Should I do it? Where are you? Quiet, Skelly Cat. Oh, I'm trying to get directions. Yeah? Skelly Cat, be quiet. Can I come over? What? What do you mean it's not real? Why would they call if it wasn't real? Don't listen to Skelly Cat.
Uh-oh, that cat is onto us. One day we're gonna have to take that cat out. Yeah, take the cat out.
Hello? Hello? See what you did, Skelly Cat? They hung up. You scared them away, and I was getting close to getting a good deal on fleshy bits, too. You see what I gotta put up with? You should be my sidekick. Anyway. They were too legit. Why else would they call me? Ugh. Anyway, all the pieces of the puzzle are starting to come together. Wilfred should have invested in a better lock for his diary, and no one parties better than an asylum on Christmas Eve. Well, Marianne hates cars, and so does Jeffrey. Must run in the family.
Meow, 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 meow.
And we still don't know the identity of the psycho killer. But I know he likes black gloves just as much as Jeffrey Butler. Oh, and poor Toman, he's totaled. Yeah, Skelly Cat. Anyway, let's get back to Silent Night, Bloody Night.
He's dead. His hands. Somebody cut off his hands.
You killed him. You killed Tolman.
He's asking for help.
You killed him.
Get in the car. Butler House.
The keys. He took them.
Yes, what?
This is Marianne Butler. I'm calling from my house. Won't you come over here, Mr. Mayor? We're having a reunion. Everyone's here, even your daughter.
I write this knowing that no one shall ever see it. Not my beloved daughter, or even my grandson, Jeffrey. I write for myself in the hope of forgiveness, if that is still possible. And I write for you, Marianne, whose youth and innocence I have destroyed. By 1935, the doctors had treated my daughter for a year. I had believed they could cure her. The child, Jeffrey, was taken from us and sent to California. I turned my house into an asylum. I brought doctors to live there. I welcomed other patients. Useless. All of it. I remembered what she had been. There was never a lovelier, happier child.
Ladies and gentlemen, quiet, please. I propose a toast. Doctor, please.
By Christmas of the first year, I knew that I must act, not for myself, but for my helpless child.
Led him to create this institution. Our friend...
I had no plan. All I knew was that I must take her from these men with their promises, their lies.
Shall we? For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
I knew that they would gorge themselves into a stupor that afternoon. It was their celebration. I expected no less. Since they had come into my house, they had acted as if they owned it. They had behaved like poor relations, half guilty, but finally unable to control their appetites. After dinner, they danced and drank as they usually did. All the time, Robinson would smile and reassure me. They expected me to believe, because I had no choice. Wilfred, trust me. He really believed Marianne would be well. He saw a light. There is a light at the end of a long tunnel.
Believe me. There is a light at the end of a long tunnel.
Stay here, Doctor. I'll get more champagne. He was ready. I knew it. Drunk and fat and full of his own importance. I left then. My cruelty to Marianne was inhuman. I know that. I had loved her. I had fathered our child, Jeffrey. I had brought her to this. But I swear that on that afternoon, all I wanted was to save my child. My hope was to get her away from that house. But also, I wanted to set free those other wretches who had so long been abused by the doctors.
Meow, meow, meow.
I knew what they might do if these inmates were freed. And this is my guilt. I knew. And still, I freed them.
Hey, Skelly Cat, I'm not the only one who finds extra hands handy.
Meow, meow.
Oh, don't complain. How many times have you asked for an extra hand?
Meow, meow.
Uh-huh. Besides, I don't think Toman was using them anymore, so why not? I'll just take them.
Oh no!
What do you think? Would you like a hand? I guess he's done. Jeffrey is still reading Wilfred's diary, and poor Jeffrey, what a sad past. And good thing Wilfred is dead. He's what you call a rotten fleshy.
Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, yeah, meow, 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 yeah, yeah, meow, meow, meow.
Yeah, Skelly Cat, even I wouldn't hug. I wouldn't eat him, I wouldn't hug them. He's just awful. Blech. Anyway, as I said before, this is a dreary movie, but the flashback to the Christmas Eve party is my favorite part of the film. Well, next to the flaming fleshy fricassee. Oh, stop it. Hey, look, barbecue is an art form, and so is this film.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh, hey, Skelly Cat, I don't mind a good flame broil, so as long as it's not used on me. And you know, fleshies have a history of torching zombies.
Meow, meow.
Anyway, let's get back to the conclusion of Silent Night, Bloody Night. Ugh.
house. I went to get our car to take Marianne away. I do not know exactly when she slipped away from me. I assume that when they saw her in the dining room, the inmates believed her to be part of that household which they hated. And so, they killed her. Later, there was a celebration. And then most of the inmates fled. I don't know where. But I shall never forget what they did to my child. Since that Christmas, I have lived in prisons and asylums. Lived anonymously, as an animal. I have wandered in bitterness until all seasons have become as one. And that is a season of vengeance.
Jeff. Jeff.
Wilfred Butler is still alive. This is still his house.
Your grandfather died in 1950. He was burned to death in this house.
My grandfather poured gasoline over a squatter he found here. The town wanted to believe he was dead. They still do. This house was an asylum. There was a massacre by the inmates. Tess, Tolman, the sheriff. Your father.
No.
All inmates. They killed my mother in this room.
Who's that? Who's there?
Daddy? Daddy?
Diane?
Jeff? Jeff? No. No. Jeff, why? Why?
Marianne. Don't run away. Don't. I'm your father. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. Please. It's all right. I won't hurt you. I need you. I want to see you. I waited for you.
I spent that night weeping. By morning, there were no more tears. I know that my father and Jeffrey both thought they were shooting at killers, but they were simply the last victims in that house of victims. And now, a year later, they will tear down Wilfred Butler's monument. But they can never destroy my memories of what happened here.
Well, that's what you call one downer of an ending. Happy Merry, fleshies!
Yeah.
What? I was just trying to cheer up the fleshies. And after that ending, they need some cheering up.
Meow meow.
Well, at least we still have the cat in a box. And good thing, because it wouldn't be the holidays without a cat in a box. And here's my box. There's my cat and a cat in a box. And if you're looking for a job as a librarian, newspaper maker, mayor, or sheriff, go to East Willard. I hear they have a few openings.
Yeah.
So, takeaway lessons. If you plan on buying an old creepy mansion, how about looking up the history first before buying?
Yes, the caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house. Yes!
See? If someone you don't know calls on the phone and they whisper to you to join them, don't do it! Wrong film, but same concept. If you escape from an asylum, maybe you should, and I don't know, leave the town. If you must go to a creepy abandoned mansion, turn on the light, and finally, flaming, fleshy fricassee. Anyway, class is over, and it's time for all of you to leave. Until next time, this is Sally the Zombie Cheerleader and her School of Horror. Bye, and don't forget to turn in your test papers before you leave. Bye! Happy Cat in the Box season! Because remember, it's all about the cat and the box, and it's a cat, and there he is, the cat's in the box, and I've got a box, and I've got cats all over the place.